Hey guys, it's your Astro Girl Young here, and I just wanted to talk about the transits that are affecting us around May 2nd to May 4th, 2025. So right now, something is heating up in the air, right? We have Venus, which is meeting Neptune in Aries, so they're both in Aries. And while this can feel like a very spiritual spark or a very soul deep craving, it's also going to be a very slippery slope between attraction, idea, or visions feeling bigger than life itself. Like everything is going to be moving really fast. It's going to be feeling like it's choosing you. It's going to be really like idealistic, but it also could fizzle out just as fast as it comes into your life, right? So this transit can inspire love, art, money, energy, right? It makes things feel more urgent, more ideal, more like the possibility is there. Neptune is very like rose-colored glasses. It doesn't really see reality for what it is. And then with that Aries energy, it can make things a lot more passionate and intense. So kind of question yourself, are you chasing something that is real or just something that feels good in this moment? This is a really eye-opening transit that kind of gives us a lot more creativity and a lot more emotional ignition, right? Like a lot more emotional fire, emotional energy. So you might feel drawn to something or someone that's kind of unfamiliar and a little eccentric. This could be a new connection, a desire, or a spiritual pull that kind of just lights you up inside. And it's a good time to kind of run with this energy. Just don't lose yourself in it. Try to make sure that what you are seeing or who you are seeing, you're seeing them for what they really are. A lot of times it can also happen with kind of like religion or like religious events or even like social events where you're having so much fun that you're not seeing the people or the location or the event itself for what it really is or for how you're really feeling about it. And like if this feeling fades, it doesn't mean that you were wrong or you made a mistake or you made the wrong choice. It just means that this has served its purpose. It's no longer getting you're no longer getting what you need. You're no longer kind of excited about it, and you kind of want to reconnect to what excites you, right? The purpose is to get in touch with your inner child, get in touch with your inner self, and kind of figure out who you are and what you want and how you're feeling with this transit, right? And then we also have the sun in Taurus, which is squaring Mars in Leo. And this is going to be adding to this very intense, heated energy. So right now you're being pushed to kind of like act to make something possible out of what you're feeling. But there's a lot of built up tension. So if you're moving too fast or if you're forcing something that's not aligned or possible, don't make effort just for effort's sake. This is about intentional effort. Make sure that what you want and what you're choosing is actually what you want and actually what you want to choose, right? Make sure you are pouring in energy into what really matters or who really matters, right? We also have the moon squaring both Mercury and Chiron, meaning that emotions are going to be a little bit like sensitive, I guess you could say. Miscommunication is going to be really easy right now. Someone might not hear you the way that you mean, or what you're trying to say. They might not really like understand you, and that can be really frustrating. Or you may not be saying what you really feel or how you really feel about the situation. So try to react less, right? Try to make sure that your reactions are not as intense as they might be, and try to listen more. Try to make sure that you're actually listening to the other person instead of just reacting. Other people's opinions and feelings matter as well. And right now this is a good time to heal yourself, to heal the people around you, or heal any like traumas that you have, right? There's a lot of good energy in healing and making sure that you are healed. And being honest with yourself, being honest with who you are and how you feel and what it is that you really want, and just make sure that you're not rushing past this trauma or this period of healing. Make sure that you're actually taking care of yourself and that you're listening to yourself and what you want, And you know, as we grow older and become different people, we want different things, and we're all learning and growing, right? And so we also have the transit of Mars opposite Pluto. This is not a joke. If you're feeling those power struggles within or around you, this is why. So at this time, you're being asked to see what you're trying to, like, what you're trying to control, what you're trying to prove or dominate. It's okay to want different things. It's okay to want things. But notice the difference between the intention of what you want and the obsession. Is this actually what you want, or is this just an addiction? Make sure that whatever you choose is actually aligned with you. So this is a good time to kind of check in with yourself and ask yourself, is what you're drawn to real, or is this just kind of something new that has come into your life, right? Are you acting from a place of pressure or from a place of purpose? Are you actually indulging within yourself, right? And then what parts of you are trying to speak louder than others? So right now, this is a good time to kind of hone in what you're really feeling and like what it is that you really want. You know, if you're tired of going to the clubs and you want to try something new, this is a good time to experiment with life. That was just an example, by the way. Just, you know, don't be afraid to fall for something new. Don't be afraid. Don't let your fears stop you from trying and growing and like continuing to be the best version of yourself, and like pushing yourself and pushing your limits, and like just going after the things that you want. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, you get up and you keep on going. You just, you know, and don't forget to ask for what you actually want. Make sure that it's lastful. And make sure that what you want is something that's gonna be for real and gonna last for a while, and make sure that you're gonna be able to actually be there and be present and be there for a while. So if you're in a relationship or getting in a relationship, make sure that that's somebody that you actually want to be with, and that you're not just playing games, and you know, you're actually seeing the person for who they really are and not for who you want them to be or who you think they are. Because once those glasses come off and you actually are faced with reality, you might be in a situation that you don't even know how you got into it.